So the other day I noticed that my Elder Scrolls Blades pre-order was ready to play. I completely forgot about this game and that it just existed. And I was really excited when this game was announced last year because I just wanted anything Elder Scrolls at that time during E3 2018. And, you know, they announced Elder Scrolls 6, which is awesome. But in the meantime, this seemed cool because it's going to be playable on console. So I thought if I could sign up for the early access, I could get kind of like a little sneak peek on what this game is supposed to be. So the early access is pretty early. You know, it's spring right now. The game is supposed to come out in fall. But anyway, so I played the game. I played about 4 or 5 hours of it so far. And I have to say my initial impressions are this game is pretty fun. For being a free-to-play game, I'm really not complaining, okay? I'm not paying anything for it, and it's a nice little Elder Scrolls adventure where there's some interesting and fun things to do. I can go dungeon diving, I can go exploring. There isn't necessarily an open world in this game. The way it works is the town is your central hub for basically everything you're going to do story mode-wise. There are some quests to do, mostly through the jobs board and through talking to NPCs, and there's an NPC that will allow you to do a lot of goblin fights, so it's really easy to level up that way. You can build up the town, which is pretty cool. You can customize it. There's also the arena mode, which is just like the arena from Oblivion, which is really cool, nice throwback. But there's also the Abyss mode, which is really nice. It's to see how far you can go. There's just multiple levels and dungeons. It doesn't stop going until you die, and it's really cool. You can get a lot of chests that way, a lot of loot. And the one thing I want to go to next is the chests. This is the biggest complaint I've seen about this game. So I intentionally didn't look up Elder Scrolls Blades opinions for the last couple days because when the game came out, I said, okay, I'm gonna sit down and play it. I kind of want to have my own input on this. So I played the game. I thought it was pretty fun. I'm really enjoying it so far. But I looked up some videos online today, and apparently that is not the general consensus, is that this is a fun game. Everybody is just tearing this game up, saying that the microtransactions are ruining it. Okay, first of all, I have to say a few things. Microtransactions were going to be here. If you didn't think they were, then, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's a very stupid assumption to have. Okay, number two, the biggest thing is chests. So in Elder Scrolls, you know, a chest is, I mean, just a possibility for anything. Enchanted gear, money, gems, anything. But here's the thing about chests in this game. And speaking of gems, you get the chests, and it requires a certain amount of gems to open the chest. You can either spend the gems, or you can wait to open the chest. Now, if you want to buy the gems, you can in real life. But here's the thing. You don't have to open the chests. You can wait. And, I mean, that is such a trivial and stupid, menial thing to say. But, I mean, honestly, this is a mobile game. This is not Elder Scrolls 6. It is not a console game. It is not a full-fledged RPG. A lot of the elements have been pared down dramatically. So you still have your health, magicka, and stamina. The only two attributes that you increase per level are magicka and stamina. Each level you gain, you get a health bonus. So the other attributes you can level up at your own will. Also through this, you get a decent amount of perks to use, but it isn't an entire skill tree with specified playstyles as you would in Skyrim. This is just a perk chart for certain things. It's, again, very pared down and simplified. There is no open world per se. Again, the town is the central hub, so you explore from there. Also, another thing we do when you're in your town is when you're building up, you have to wait for some buildings to be finished being built. And you can speed up that process by, I believe, spending the gems or some kind of other currency in game, and it'll make your town be built faster. But to be honest, a mobile game is not a game you're gonna sit down and play for hours and hours and hours on end. If this was a game on a console, a full-fledged console game, like this was like Elder Scrolls 6, and they had these kind of microtransactions, it would be unacceptable and absolutely ridiculous. Now, I'm not trying to defend the game, saying that there should be an exception for microtransactions because it is a mobile game, but you're also not paying to play this game. It's free to start. I mean, as what a lot of people are saying these days, but the game overall is very enjoyable. There are dungeons to dive in. There's a lot of loot. You can break in chests, and you break vases as well, and you get wolf pelts, and you can get some iron ingot and all that stuff, and that all translates to your town building mechanic, which is not as dynamic as something like Fallout 4, but the idea is there, and it's customizable, and you can keep building it up over time. And this is just a fun game to play for maybe like an hour a day, maybe throughout the day, which is why I don't really care about the chests, because I'm not necessarily like trying to play this game all the time. It's just a little in between thing. It's a phone game, really. It's not something that, again, call me jaded, call me old, but I don't see phone games as like a replacement for even handheld gaming. It's just not the same. But this game has been really fun. I've been playing it for the last 3 days, and I've been really into it. And I found myself really just pulling out my phone to play a lot. I don't really play it in the portrait mode. It's just not that fun that way. I don't like having to tap. I really like the virtual joysticks. I think that mode works out really well. I'm also interested to see how this game is going to run on console. I specifically really want to play this on my Switch, because I think that would be a great medium, because it's going to have the touchscreen controls most likely, along with the button commands, which could be a cool way to play this game. The combat's interesting. There's no archery, but you do have your regular melee plus your magic, and again, you unlock perks for your magicka and different kind of attacks with stamina. So it's just an interesting Elder Scrolls game at its core. It's just simple, pared down, easy to play, fun to pick up, and I'm actually really enjoying this game a lot. I'm not a mobile gamer on phones, but to be honest, this is the best mobile game I've ever played, and I absolutely love it. I swear to God, Bethesda is not telling me to say this, but I absolutely love this game. Really enjoying it. I'm glad that I have the early access, and I'm glad that I can show you guys this footage, that there is no NDA like there was when I played the Fallout 76 beta at that time. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for taking the time out of your day for watching. Take care, and hopefully you guys can see that Elder Scrolls Blades is actually a pretty fun on-the-go Elder Scrolls experience, but you still have to get this game. But you still have to get Elder Scrolls V Skyrim on the Switch if you really want that on-the-go experience. Anyway, guys, take care.